everyone, and welcome to a special free edition of Dive Into the Longbox, our one-shots. These are exclusive, on Spotify, iTunes, Apple. These are your little free preview of what you can get on our full Patreon episodes, which they are Dive Into the Longbox, are legitimate issues that we do every single month. You get this little one-shot here, a little preview of what we do on the Patreon. If you subscribe to the $5 tier, you get the Into the Longbox, man. That is the price of basically one comic book nowadays. So instead of doing your monthly subscription to a comic book, you can do it to our show as well if you want. It doesn't break the bank, and you get a lot of cool content. You don't only get us, by the way. You get this show, you get a Wrestling Ultimate X podcast show where we talk about TNA Wrestling's pay-per-views. Daddy Justine has her Daddy's Corner, where she's going to be doing a lot of things, answering questions, reviewing shows, gameplays, whatever she wants to do. There's a ton of stuff on our Patreons, man. The Patreon tiers are from $2, $5, $10, and $15 for everything. That's not too bad, right, Ajax? That's a steal. $15 for everything you're getting.
I think so, because, if you go with the $15 a month for, what are we doing, 4 podcasts?
That's a Netflix subscription.
It is, yeah. Actually, it might be cheaper.
Yeah. See that?
With Netflix nowadays.
And you get cool things like Snide selfies sent every week. A new picture of that beautiful man. But yeah, so enjoy these one-shots that come to you once a month. And this week, we are going to be reviewing a topic that I am very intrigued in. I was given this topic by a video by a channel called Absolutely Marvel and DC on YouTube. They review comic book information. My dog is going crazy right now. And it's the argument, or not argument, but it's the conversation of, do you collect graphic novels or single-sold comic books? The month-to-month issues. Ajax, are you more of a graphic novel guy, or are you more of a single-issue guy?
I am definitely more of a graphic novel guy, but if it's an ongoing series and I want to really read it right now, then I'm just not going to wait for the trade paperback to come out. I'm just going to buy the single issues.
I am a big single issue guy because I love going to the store and buying these books. I know it's a lot easier to do it digital because you don't have to do that, but you could just get them right to your phone immediately. But I love physically going to the store, and I love physically going and buying these books in person every month. But there is some series that I wish I bought the graphic novels of. So I invested in the newest X-Men series, and I was not good. The first 3 issues, I didn't like it. But it's one of those things that I'm maybe if it was a graphic novel, I'd like it better because the story was just very complicated. Even to this day, I can't tell you really what it was about because it was hard to remember. You know what I mean? And I feel like as a graphic novel, it would read a lot better. It's just hard because I read so many books a month. It's hard to really remember and grasp a lot of the content that is sent in those. Another thing they talked about in the video was how graphic novels sell better than the single issues. Single issues are selling better, are not selling better, but they are selling well. But the graphic novels sell a lot better. And I think a big thing they touched on, I don't know if you agree with this, but it's due to the culture we're in now. People don't want to wait for not week to week, but month to month issues. It's that they quoted it as that binge watching type of mindset where you're buying these books instead of just buying month to month. You're waiting for the graphic novel to come out. You know what I mean?
100,
buying
100%. Yeah, it reminds me. I read a report a while ago that the Sandman still sells about 1 million copies per year, as a graphic novel, as a trade paperback. So that really goes to show you that I think people really do prefer buying graphic novels as opposed to single issues. But Sandman is also extremely popular, so
I was gonna say, yeah, that Netflix show really boosted its popularity.
It did, but even before the Netflix show, Sandman was a comic book that sold very well.
It's renowned to be a loved series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. My father loves Sandman. Sandman, Preacher. A lot of those that are, I think, still sell really well, even though the series are over. I think those two really do really good numbers. I think even things like Watchmen, too.
A lot of the Vertigo stuff sells better, I think, as a graphic novel as opposed to single issues.
And I still buy graphic novels. I don't buy them as much, but I'll buy some. I bought Nemesis. I don't know if you've heard of Nemesis. It's by the team that wrote Kick-Ass.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know the team that wrote Kick Ass. I'm not familiar with Nemesis though.
Yeah, so Nemesis, it's like an anti-hero, man. Like he fights for good, but he kills people. He'll shoot you. You know what I mean? If he deems it worthy enough to, like, he'll fight for like not human rights but like public rights. And like one scene, like he goes like the White House and he like slaughters people. But but they're actually like one of the issue it covers is him holding a dude's head in his hand. Like it's a very dark book, and they're actually making a Nemesis 2 that's currently being made like as we speak, month to month, that I'm waiting for the graphic novel to come out because I want to read it all at once. But yeah, there's some stuff that I think are just better as graphic novels than single issues. But I'm trying to think, is there anything else that like I latch onto for graphic novels more than single issues? I don't really think there is. Of course, like The
You,
Boys, because I don't want to spend all the money, and it's cheaper to buy graphic novels too if you're
you
buying
know
a
what
whole
else?
series.
You know what else graphic novels were good for? I
What?
don't know if DC still does it, but they used to do something called absolute editions. And the absolute editions were like huge hardcover books
And then those
where
have like, yeah, like the art was like extra
the
art,
art was
extra
like
covers.
like it was blown out, right? Because it was on these big pages. They're really huge books, so like you can't really bring them somewhere and read them, but they're perfect if you want to just read them like at your house. Because like they're not really books that you can put in the backpack. Like they're really big. Really big books.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about that too, like you're getting a lot of bang for your buck with those, especially now because single comics are getting expensive now. They're not, like we stated earlier, like it's like $4.99, $3.99 for a single book. It's like, why not just wait the year or a couple months and get the graphic novel for like 25, $20? You know what I mean? That you save all that money on.
Or you get it on clearance for like $10.
Yeah, honestly, like Barnes and Noble has great sales, especially if you're like a Barnes and Noble member. You get like 10% off every graphic novel you get. I've been trying to find that Street Angel at Barnes and Noble. They had it there once, and I left it that one day, and I cannot find it ever again. That is a graphic novel I'm trying to buy. I need that book by Jim Rugg.
Yeah, I'd like to read Street Angel as well because I mean we're big fans of cartoonist kayfabe, but I haven't read Street Angel and I'd like to check it out because I like Jim Rugg's art.
Yeah, because like I buy like it's like another thing like that too is like if I'm buying the single issues, I'm not gonna buy the graphic novels. So like I collect, talking about cartoonist kayfabe, I collect Red Room. I have all the Red Room books, but I do not have the graphic novels for them because it's like I don't need both. Granted, it might
Yeah,
be cooler and better to read as a graphic novel, but I don't know. I'm more on top of that like a month to month thing I like because it's like it gives me time to space it out when I'm reading them.
the advantage as well I feel if you collect issues compared to like if you collect a trade paperback slash graphic novel, a graphic novel is only going to have one cover. If you collect multiple issues, well, you get a lot of covers, right?
Yeah, yep. And I think what's cool about it too is like I'm a big fan of like physical media, and I love the long boxes full of books. And if I'm buying a series, I'm gonna buy the single issues. Like we're talking about it on the Patreon episode. If you want to know the series I'm starting to collect, you have to listen on Patreon. But I could buy an omnibus of the series I'm collecting. But I rather have the single issues, and I want to sort through them and be like, oh look, I have issue 25. You know what I mean? And go through them one by one. I think it's just a lot cooler aesthetically for me, personally, than just buying an omnibus of what I'm collecting.
And I don't find omnibuses to be super practical to read.
They're
At
so
least some of
bulky,
them.
like the Invincible ones.
Yeah,
Oh my god, they're so big. That's what she said. But but they're just like, I don't know, they're just so impractically large. It's like, where am I gonna put this?
and I say that and I'm recommending people to buy like absolute DC comics, but
But at least
which are
those
like a
those
hundred.
are like the hardcover. You get like cool stuff with it. But the omnibuses are
Yeah,
like, if you took those and made three of them in one, that's like the size of it,
yeah. If you put like 3 or 4 trade paperbacks and basically put it into one, you get an omnibus.
which is crazy. It's just, I don't know, it's way too big, and those are pretty expensive. The omnibuses, so
They
like,
are.
yeah, but it's crazy. Like the single issues, if you buy those, it's more expensive than just buying the graphic novel. But the omnibuses, it's better to get that because it's more expensive to buy all the graphic novels. So it's like, what the hell? It's like,
Yeah,
all right,
you actually
I'll drop this 80 for this one omnibus. You know,
you actually get more bang for your buck buying an omnibus.
honestly, yeah. And in the end, if that's what you're looking to do and save money and get all the story at once, that's your best bet. If they sell one of what you're trying to buy. Because I remember I bought like issue 1 of Invincible, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, man, but I wish I had the rest of the story. And I went on like Amazon, it was like $60 for the omnibus, and I'm like, I'll wait a little bit. And that's just for one. There's like 3 or 4 of them. I'm like, yeah, I'll wait. Oh man. But as we're talking about single issues, Ajax, though, we do have a comic of the month. Every single month in this one shot. If you want to find out what the comic book is before we talk about it, subscribe to the Patreon there. If you guys hear noises in the background, don't be alarmed. Don't worry, I'm okay and I'm alive. There's some like rattling noises happening. But the issue this month is X-Men #1 by Jim Lee. It's something that I found by accident online. Some dude was selling it on Mercari for like dirt cheap, and I was like, is this like the legit one or like a resell? And I looked, and nope, it was the legit like first printing of it, and it's in like perfect condition. You guys can't see it because it's audio, but I'm showing Ajax. It's like brand spanking new. Like there's no damaged pages, no folds. This is like amazing quality. And it's like, how many pages are in this? Just this comic alone has about 47 pages of content, which is ridiculous.
That's a 7.0 for CGC. Nothing higher than that.
Yeah. Now give us $50 for that grade and make your $30 off this book. I'm still trying to get a graded book, man. My goal is to get a graded book. I did find X-Men #1 because there's different covers of different heroes on it of this one. They sold a million different covers. There's one with Gambit on it, and I'm like, I kind of want it. I found one graded for pretty cheap, and it's like a 9.6, and I'm like, I might scoop it up as my first graded book. I just know my first graded book will be some sort of Gambit book. Gambit will be on it in some sort of way.
I think if you're buy graded books, I feel like it has to be books that you really love and that you want to display. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like a key issue. Like if it's, I'm getting it because Gambit's on it, but it's also X-Men #1. Like if you guys love the cartoon, like this is where it came from. Like this is what you guys we're seeing every week. But and the art in this is great. Like what you see on the cover is what you get on the inside, which a lot of covers will kind of fool you with that. This one doesn't. Like I would even say the art on the inside is better than the one on the outside if you're a artist collector. This is definitely the book to get to just look at. It's pretty just to look at. Like there's a great spread of just all the heroes here, and it's just like Storm and Archangel and Cyclops, and it just looks really, really cool. Or like just giant pictures of Magneto. It's like, it's so great.
Full of splash pages. I love it.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. It's what you get from a Jim Lee book, and the back, advertises the cool action figures you can get at the store. Available at Toys R Us. Bam. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. But yeah, man, this book is just cool. And like, I think, like we said earlier about the graded books, if you were gonna get a graded book, I would recommend like a #1 of like an iconic series, like this one. This would be a cool one to get if you guys want to get graded ones for that. Sometimes I go for a little bit pricey. If you guys have money, you guys can get some pretty iconic issues, but like a Punisher, first appearance of Punisher kind of thing. But
that would be my holy grail.
Yeah,
one of my holy grails, I should say.
The closest I have to owning that is a magnet on my fridge. And I'm fine with that. I can live with that. They are reselling it, though. I think it's hitting the stores this month, the month of us recording this in February, because Marvel and DC have been doing this like resell of old comics. They've been on this big kick of that recently, and they're reselling first appearance of Punisher. So I kind of I might get the resale just to have it. Which is cool, but it's like it's kind of worthless. Yeah, because it's not a first printing. Yeah. So I'm guessing they're doing it so as like a way for people that can't afford the old ones like me to get them. You know what I mean? To read them. Unless you have it digital, you can get them digitally easily. But the good thing about the Marvel ones, if you buy those comics, you get a digital copy for like free included with it. Oh, that's cool. On the the Marvel like their application. I think I have one here. You probably just like scan the barcode or something. Yeah, it's like it's a little sticky thing in one of the pages, and like this one here, you have like until like a certain date. Like this one's expired, but whatever. But you have like a certain date to like choose the book and what it is and the redeem code, and then bam, you got it digitally in your phone forever. So if you start reading this and you're like, I can't finish it, I got to go to like on a trip and I left the book, you have it on your phone. Or if you want to just buy these to support the physical ones, but you read digitally, you can do both. That's kind of like what they do for Blu-rays.
now. Like if you buy a Blu-ray, it comes with like a digital copy, and they give you like a code and stuff.
And it's cool because like if you do lose these books or if they get damaged, it's not like, oh my god, I don't have these stories anymore. You have them on your phone. So and they're attached to like your Marvel Unlimited app, so they're attached to your account. So as long as that website's up and running, which I think it will be forever, you'll always have those books,
Well,
and you don't
here's
have to
the
pay
que- do
extra.
So you don't need a concurrent subscription to Marvel's service.
Nope. So I don't pay anything for Marvel service. All you got to do is have an account, and there's an option for redeem your digital book.
That's
So
cool. I like that.
yeah, it's really cool. You do have until a certain time limit. So if you pick this exact book up like a year later, you won't be able to. Like I picked this one up late because I missed it, and my code expired on January 11th, 2023. So I was a
That's
little late.
bummer.
Yeah, sometimes they do expire. So it's like you have to do it like within the 6 months they come out, maybe even less time than that. Because this is an issue 4, and this is only a couple months old. So and it already expired. So that's how they get you. You got to get them instantly. But yeah. So guys, that is our one shots. Next month we'll be back with another comic of the month chosen by Ajax. Just to show off a book that you like, whether it's even a good book or not, just to show it off. This month it happened to be a book that had cool art and a good story. But yeah, it could be from any series as well. We will be highlighting and just showing off a book with a cool topic. On the next issue on our Patreon, we're going to be talking about our top 3 favorite artists, and we're also going to be discussing our dream series to collect. And if you guys are wondering about that series I was hinting at, I discussed it in depth on that Patreon episode coming next month. So look out for that. In our second one-shot, like we said, we'll have another comic of the month. And you're going to have to find out what it's going to be on our Patreon. We show it there ahead of time. So if you guys want to pick up the book, that's one way you could do it. So definitely at our Patreon, like we said, the $5 and up to the 15 is how you get the Dive Into the Long Box. So we do have a $2 tier, but it doesn't come with everything. So get that $5. Drop that $5. Hey man, if you drop the $10, dude, you get a CFG trading card, bro. You can have a trading card of me and Ajax. You can collect us. Put us with your Mickey Mantles. You know what I mean?
'Cause we're worth so much money compared to Mickey Mantle.
Dude, put us with your Mickey Mantle rookie card. Put us with your Gretzky's, man. But yes, thank you for listening to our one shot. We'll see you guys next month. Y'all take care and stay safe. Bye now.